Welcome back to another vsCTF 2022 write-up video. In this video, we'll be walking through the Forensics Challenge Roblox 2. Let's get into it. The user of this PC has been using exploits on Roblox. We suspect that he was using an alt account to exploit. Find the name of the game he played on his alt account. The flag will be in the format of vsCTF, name of game with no spaces, all lowercase. Okay, so if you notice, it's the same hashes and the same disks that we were dealing with before. And we're going to be staying in the same logs that we were looking at previously for Roblox 1. Now, how are we going to determine which game this user was going to on an alt account? Because if it's an alt account, then it's not going to be the same account we found for Roblox 1. It's going to be a different one. Well, one of these logs is going to contain the game and the alt account. Maybe more than one log, but when I was going through it, I just found the one because I didn't look through every single log. I just went through each log until I found the odd one out. And here's what I mean by that. If you scroll down on the user's profile page, you'll see that there's badges for different games that they're a part of. So let's go ahead and open one up. And if we click on the game image kind of right here, you'll find that the game ID is up here in the URL bar. So what we need to do is match these game IDs to the ones that are in the logs. So eventually, if we go through these logs, we'll actually find this game ID. And how do we find the game ID? Well, we'll do a Control F on, let's just take the first log, for example, and we'll do place ID. The place ID is going to match to this ID right here. Now, this place ID is different from this one, but that is another one. I believe it's the welcome one. And this is just the starter location, I think. No, okay, so that's a different one. Let's try this one. Nope. And then last one. There it is. Okay, so 189707 matches to natural disaster survival game. So obviously it's not going to be that one. And if we scroll over, we'll see that the user ID down here is still the same as it was before. Okay, so you're just going to keep going through, and if it matches any of these, well, if the place ID matches any of these game IDs, then we know it's not that one. So we're looking for the odd one out. Now, I do know which log, because I exported it, is the correct one, and it is going to be 9BB0E for the hex value, so this one right here. And if we look at this one, let's look for the place ID. You'll notice that this one has 691-84822. If we look through all these, you'll notice that none of these say 691-84822 as their game ID. So how do we navigate to that game to see what it is? Well, we can just get rid of one of the IDs over here, and we can just replace that ID with the place ID from the logs. And we'll get what we hope to be the Roblox game that the user is trying to exploit. Theme Park Tycoon 2. Now, the way we can verify this is looking at the user ID down here. Well, username down here. And you'll notice it says Amazing Malt. So let's go back to FTC is great, and let's look for Amazing Malt to make sure that that person does indeed exist. And sure enough, they do. So I believe that this is our alt, because all the other logs are going to say the FTCV is great user, while this one has Amazing Malt. So we know that this is the alt, all right? But it wants the name of the game as our flag, so that is Theme Park Tycoon 2. So we need to do that with no spaces in the vsCTF flag format, all lowercase. So Theme Park Tycoon 2. And let's submit. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel to show your support. Turn on post notifications to get regular injections of cyber content directly into your feed. Check out our Patreon, join our Discord, and follow us on Twitter. Links in the description box down below. And leave any feedback or questions in the comments section down below. This is Almond Milk. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.